Well, we find out that there's another twist to this Guardian story and British intelligence. Alan Rusbridger, who's the editor of The Guardian, says that a couple of months ago something very, very curious happened. Apparently, British authorities reached out and said, well, I like this first quote, "You've had your fun, now we want the stuff back." Oh, I see. This was fun, was it? Referring to, of course, the NSA material that The Guardian had published. They're saying, okay, are we not merciful? We let you publish it. Well, actually, you didn't let them do anything. They got the information and they published it. Now, I love the arrogance of it. What did you think you were going to do? Continue to do journalism? No, no, no. Now we demand that you hand over all your materials and immediately stop acts of journalism from breaking out at your newspaper. Interesting. So here's where it gets worse. Apparently, a figure from Whitehall also called and said, "You've had your debate. There's no need to write anymore." Oh, again, okay, I didn't know that that was a rule. Once you write one story and a debate ensues, well, that's it, no more. Now, at this point, it's the government seeming to try to intimidate them. It's not that big a deal. They shouldn't do that. That's terrible, of course. Unfortunately, we've gotten used to it here in the US and also in the UK. But here's where it gets really weird. Apparently, they threatened through the legal system to get everything that they had and drive up the costs and take them to court, etc., because they not only wanted the material, but they wanted it destroyed. So here's where Alan picks up the explanation. So one of the more bizarre moments in The Guardian's long history occurred, with two GCHQ security experts overseeing the destruction of hard drives in The Guardian's basement, just to make sure there was nothing in the mangled bits of metal which could possibly be of any interest to passing Chinese agents. "We can call off the black helicopters," joked one, as we swept up the remains of a MacBook Pro. In other words, British intelligence comes in to the basement of The Guardian, says, "I will watch you destroy your computers that might have been contaminated with the Edward Snowden files." Now, everybody acknowledges that this is monumentally stupid, because that's not how computers work now, the internet works, storage of information. You could put it up on a cloud. You could have it on a memory stick that's in your pocket. You could have it on a memory stick that's in a safe somewhere. It could be in a bank. Just by destroying one or several computers, it doesn't mean you have destroyed the evidence. Ha ha, evidence, take this, and you smash it. How stupid is that? Because that isn't really the point. Even British intelligence isn't that dumb. The point is to intimidate, to come down there into their house and destroy their stuff and say to them, we can do this to you at any time. Today it might be one computer, tomorrow maybe it's all of your computers. And then the third day, maybe we don't let you publish at all. We have physical power, the power of the state, the power of violence, and we're not afraid to inflict that upon you. This is the first warning. This is exactly how the Gestapo got started. Now, it doesn't mean that they're at the end of what the Gestapo did, but the Gestapo would come in and kick your door down, and they would threaten you, and they'd take your furniture, they'd take your belongings, and if that wasn't clear enough, later they made it clearer. To just walk into a place where reporters are trying to report on what the government is doing and to break their stuff, to come in with hammers, etc., or supervise it, this is ugly, ugly stuff. Where does it end? Now, luckily, The Guardian isn't giving in to any of this pressure. They say The Guardian will continue to do patient, painstaking reporting on the Snowden documents. We just won't do it in London. In other words, if the UK is no longer a hospitable place for democracy and freedom of the press, well, we'll have to go to other countries where they actually let us do journalism. How embarrassing for the United Kingdom. Is this what the British people are proud of? This is what their government has become? There's a great quote by Sandra Day O'Connor when she was talking about the encroaching on the judiciary and the right wing in this country, even though she's a Republican, saying that the judiciary, should not be allowed to rule in the ways that they are, check the government. She said she was worried about authoritarianism setting in the US. She said, we must avoid these beginnings so that we could avoid those ends. We don't want to wind up where the Gestapo wound up. So let's avoid the beginnings when they come in and smash our stuff and say you're not allowed to do journalism. And if you do so, we'll stop you at an airport and we'll say that you were going to inform terrorists. And that if you actually have the information, we'll come and destroy it physically and intimidate you. Hold you for 9 hours when we know we shouldn't. Destroy your property when we know we shouldn't. To think that this is where liberty began.